In December 1927, an Indian revolutionary named Bhagat Singh and his comrades assassinated British police officer John Saunders in Lahore. This was a direct act of retaliation. Weeks earlier, a nationalist leader named Lala Lajpat Rai had been beaten to death by police while leading a peaceful protest against the British administration. But almost immediately, Singh recognized a critical flaw in this approach. Taking out a single mid-level officer did absolutely nothing to destabilize a massive entrenched colonial empire. The British could replace a police officer in a day. Uncoordinated acts of violence, executed in the shadows without the active participation of an awakened public, were a strategic dead end. At the same time, the broader nonviolent movement had stalled. In the resulting political vacuum, the colonial government pushed through severe anti-worker laws designed to crush labor unions and tighten control over Indian factory workers. In response, Singh and his allies restructured their group into the Hindustan Socialist Republican Association. They concluded that to defeat the British, they needed to organize the working class. But this presented a massive operational hurdle. Colonial India was heavily censored. The revolutionaries had no printing presses, no radio stations, and no legal platform to distribute complex socialist ideas across a massive subcontinent. If they couldn't build their own broadcast network, they would have to hijack the infrastructure of the British Empire itself and force the government to distribute their message for them. On April 8, 1929, the British Viceroy was scheduled to enact those repressive anti-labor bills. That same day, Bhagat Singh and Batukeshwar Dutt slipped into the visitors' gallery of the Central Legislative Assembly in Delhi. They carried 2 bombs. But as they threw them, the explosives were deliberately flung into the empty spaces between the desks. They were designed to produce smoke and a deafening noise, while a shower of political pamphlets drifted down from the balcony. In the ensuing panic, the exits were wide open. The 2 men easily could have escaped. Instead, they stood their ground, shouted revolutionary slogans, and waited patiently for the police to arrest them. The goal was never to kill the lawmakers below. The entire operation was a calculated media stunt, specifically engineered to guarantee a highly publicized criminal trial. Singh knew exactly how colonial law functioned. The British prided themselves on their legal system, and local regulations obligated the press to report on official court proceedings. Standard revolutionary pamphlets hit a wall of government censorship, but statements on the witness stand were legally protected, feeding right into public printing presses. During their trial, they delivered meticulously prepared socialist manifestos before the judge, ensuring their message was immediately printed nationwide. By allowing themselves to be captured, the revolutionaries successfully weaponized the British legal system against itself, converting a closed colonial courtroom into a continent-wide megaphone. Once locked inside the jail cells, Singh opened a third tactical front. He and his fellow inmates initiated a hunger strike that would stretch for an agonizing 116 days. Their demands were highly specific. They wanted official recognition as political prisoners, an end to forced menial labor, and most importantly, the right to receive books and daily newspapers. The fast captured the attention of the entire country. On the 63rd day, revolutionary Jatin Das died from starvation. The resulting outrage sent millions of Indians into the streets, proving the massive scale of mobilization the strike had achieved. Even while his body deteriorated, Singh's intellectual output accelerated. He read over 300 books behind bars, studying global economic systems and drafting documents that outlined the core ideology of their movement. The hunger strike demonstrated to the Indian public that dismantling an empire required immense intellectual discipline and absolute self-sacrifice, rather than a reliance on physical weapons alone. Outside the prison walls, high-level political negotiations were underway, but the resulting Gandhi-Irwin Pact ultimately failed to secure a pardon or a commutation for Singh's death sentence. The British authorities carried out the executions on March 23, 1931. Bhagat Singh, Shivaram Rajgurun, and Sukhdev Thapar were hanged. The men went to the gallows willingly. They understood that their deaths were the final requirement to solidify their message and permanently radicalize the public against colonial rule. Their calculated martyrdom ensured their strategy succeeded. Their willingness to die for their political beliefs immortalized their message in the national consciousness. Bhagat Singh broadened the scope of the Indian freedom struggle. He pushed the definition of revolution far beyond the mere act of militant resistance. Singh realized that independence would be hollow if it only swapped white British rulers for brown Indian ones. He demanded the total dismantling of the class system itself. His tactical brilliance left behind an ideological blueprint demanding the total abolition of exploitation, ensuring the government and the world could never again be deaf to the working class.